you can control your narrative.
This one is called How Do You Know You Are Out of Alignment? I guess you're supposed to yell. When it's all caps, you're supposed to yell. So I did my best, guys. Probably wasn't as good as Wesley.
Welcome back. In today's video, we're going to react to a Wes Watson video on personal development alignment. His title of the video, which Dubs mentioned, really has nothing to do with what his video is about. But let's go see if it is in this video. And what Wes Watson's going to talk at the end is going to be about personal development. Well, more like weightlifting, but I guess you can say personal development has a little to do with weightlifting. It's not all about it. But let's go get this video rolling.
Let's get to it.
I didn't think this existed anymore because I haven't been around it. You guys have probably seen me go to a few clubs or places like that, but I really hang out with just the people I go with. And I go to a VIP table and I just sit there, and I'm probably the most awkward motherfucker there.
You definitely are the most awkward everywhere you go.
I don't do any of this.
Wait.
Just sit there, and I'm probably the most awkward motherfucker there. I don't do any of this.
Hand jobs to the face? What? I don't know. I hope you don't. What kind of club did you go to where other people are doing?
Just sit there.
Other people are doing this?
And I'm probably the most awkward motherfucker there. I don't do any of this. I'm not.
Wes Watson is awkward and weird, but he was going to strip clubs before he actually started going these days. Like in modern times, he goes to strip clubs and does drugs and drinks alcohol. You could see in his physique, but back then he was still going to clubs when he was telling guys, so he was being a hypocrite. But he says that he wasn't cool and he wasn't giving guys hands or face jobs, as Dubs is saying, but he's still awkward. I mean, it doesn't matter if he's into personal development or not. He's still awkward as a person. So if you think Wes Watson's awkward, let me know in the comments. And subscribe to this video if you like the alpha male content, and give it a thumbs up. It helps with the channel. And now let's continue with the video.
I don't drink, I don't smoke, I don't do any drugs.
How old is this video?
I'm probably the boringest motherfucker in these places. Good. Because I find no value in it.
Wes, have you seen your videos lately? Those things right there have become very valuable. And maybe, just maybe, you are doing that hand gesture thing now. I don't know. Because everything you're saying here that you don't like, you love now.
If I can't have a stimulating conversation when I'm in a social setting, I don't understand what the point is. But anyways, let me get to my point. I was just at a party and a guy asked me, he said, well, you don't drink or anything? And I said, no, and he just couldn't understand it. Kept trying to give me shots.
What a totally different look. Back then, Wes Watson was into hardcore weightlifting. He was probably in the best shape of his life, but nowadays you see him, he has powder on his nose, he's probably drinking, he has no muscle mass, but he's still trying to sell a fitness program, which he probably doesn't really believe in, but he's only doing it to scam people, because people will always try to scam others no matter what kind of lifestyle they live. But one thing we can learn from Wes Watson is we got to stay disciplined and not turn back to our old vices, or we'll lose everything, whether it's our muscle mass, the people in our lives, our friendships. But don't be a hypocrite and thinking that you're not going to lose it all, and tell people that you're still doing great when you need help. And that's what Wes Watson needs at this point in this video is, or well, in the modern times, is he needed help. But back then he was probably doing good, so he would talk down to everybody. But when he started to go down in his lifestyle, he was not asking for help. So don't be afraid to ask for help. It's just the ego. You got to strip the ego away from yourself. And that's called personal development, when you have to strip away ego. So always focus on personal development, whether it's being more humble rather than like Wes Watson at the time, where he's on a high horse. Even when he was sliding away or backsliding, he was still on his high horse and like trashing everybody in his videos. So don't be like that. Be humble and work on your personal development in your own life, on your character. So let's go keep on going with this video.
Here's D. What kind of shots was he trying to give you? Let me know.
There's no point, you know? And he didn't understand what I was saying. He's like, well, I have a stressful job, and sometimes after my stressful job, you know, after a long day, you want to have a drink. I'm like, I know, bro, I've heard it all. And my job, bring in multi 8 figures a year, no matter what the fuck you do. It's going to be stressful, bro.
I know what you mean. I was trying my 8 figures. Come on, Wes.
I'd imagine. That's my Bugatti out front. It's...
I know you're. Hey, look at Joe. Your name Joe? No, your name's Jim. It's Joe today. Tonight with me, you're Joe. Look, Joe, I get that your piece of shit job has you stressed out, but that's my Bugatti out.
Wes Watson cannot relate to the average man. He rents his mansions, he rents his sports cars, he rents his females or escorts, and he rents his muscles using gear. That's why he's starting to lose it in this point of his life, which now, in this video, he's jacked. He's using all the gear he wants. He was really about the personal development, well, in his mind, but all he really talks about is weightlifting. He thinks that weightlifting and money is personal development. But it's a part of personal development because there's a little bit of discipline, but you got to activate that in your other parts of your life, whether it's bettering yourself, bettering your character. And that's something Wes Watson did not work on. Why? Because he thought muscles and fast cars, big houses, and women were all that people were going to be into. But really, he didn't work on his character. That's why he started to go down at that point. After he broke up with Angie, he did not work on his character. He didn't really work on rebuilding himself mentally, spiritually. He just let himself go. He started doing drugs. So he didn't really work on his personal development. That's why he's not strong personally. He may have some of his muscles, but that's not as important. His money's starting to go. But what he didn't teach was, when all that stuff goes, what you need is on the inside, mental and spiritually, to keep on going. And that's what he did not teach. And that's what we got to work on. Our personal development, improving ourselves, telling ourselves we can do things. We don't need all the money in the world. We don't need to be jacked on gear. We can just be healthy and at least have a good income. Not the richest guy in the world or richest girl in the world, but what we need is to focus on ourselves and letting us know or tell ourselves that we can do it. We can get over any mountain, we can go through any problems and get back better than we were before. So that's one thing Wes Watson did not do. So keep on working on your personal development, keep on improving yourself. And now let's go keep on continuing with this video.
He might lie though. Let's see if he lies.
What's your favorite baseball team? Because I guess there's a baseball game or something. I don't fucking know. Bro, I don't watch any sports or anything. So I don't do anything like that. Well, what do you do for entertainment? I run a 20 plus $1 million annually company, and I have a life of purpose where 24/7, everything I'm doing is going towards my ultimate purpose of guiding the misled people of this planet like I once was.
Who's over there? You keep looking.
Wes Watson says he doesn't really have fun, pretty much. He doesn't watch football, he doesn't watch sports, he doesn't watch anything, and he says that he's just focused on his purpose. What is his purpose really? Scamming people out of money and hoping that they would follow his expensive courses, his $40,000 a year courses, and making everyone broke and making himself rich so that we could just stay on his program for years. And he calls those his friends or his family, whatever. But so pretty much you have to be paying $40,000 a year to be his friend, his family, someone that he cares about. He'll care about you when you're paying him a lot of money that you don't probably have and you'll probably never get back. But what he didn't say is that he works on his character. He never worked on his character. And that's what one thing he doesn't teach in his programs. He'll say that I can teach you to make money. I can get you in shape. But he doesn't really work on like real personal development. That's why in the video at the end, he's going to talk about weightlifting. That's all he thinks personal development is, weightlifting. But a lot of people work on personal development. Some of them are not jacked on gear. A lot of them are not like in the best shape, but they're bettering themselves. They're overcoming problems. Maybe they had drug problems back in the day. Maybe they overcame alcoholism. Maybe they overcame a loss of a family member. Maybe they lost friends, maybe not through death, but like friends come and go, and they had to deal with that sometimes. Maybe they had to deal with other parts of their life, maybe going broke and making that money back. But what Wes Watson doesn't talk about is true personal developments like perseverance, self-control. I mean, maybe he used to talk about that back in the day, but now all he is pushing his program of getting jacked, getting money. But that's not personal development. That's just being greedy, selfish, and trying to live an overnight dream, which most people won't, because even if you follow his program, you're not going to get rich, and you're just going to act like you're getting rich, just like a lot of these guys that follow him. They talk about that they have all the money in the world, but I doubt that they really have all that money. They probably just use those videos to try to impress Wes Watson, but they don't really have it. But what we can do is better ourselves, mind, body, spirit, in every way we can. Finances, or just as ourselves as individuals. Be nicer, be respectful, do the things that you can to get respect, not trash people like Wes Watson does. That's not personal development. That's just ego and just being a douchebag. But what we can be is the best versions of ourselves. That's why I used to always say I'm the best guy here, the best guy there, the best guy anywhere, because I was trying to be my best, and I'm still trying to be my best, because that doesn't stop until your life ends. So just keep on being your best. Whether you're a girl, you can be the best girl here, the best girl there, the best girl anywhere. But just be your best wherever you go and show people that you can do it. Because only you can control your narrative. And check out the Dubess channel. He has awesome content, and he's hilarious in a lot of his videos. Sometimes he gets serious, but he's very entertaining. So everybody, see you in the next video, and stay tuned for the very end.
Everything you want is on the other side
I had to turn it down on my end. I don't know if it adjusts on your end, but this loudmouth is blowing my ears out.
of the work you're refusing to do. Man, I gotta get in the gym. It's boring. Oh my God, this guy. He was like basically a meme for personal development people to just be like, no way, there's people like this? Because we don't know what this means. Whoa. You guys, the world is really this delusional. I had no idea. I didn't know that people would not do the work but still want the result.
You didn't know that? That's what you do.